Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Bomb has been defused.
Hello guys, this is FalleN Gabriel, player from SK Gaming, and today I'm going to show you how to execute on B. And as I said in the previous videos, you have to understand that this type of strategy can be done in two ways. The first one, you run a default and then you get your game leader say something, okay guys, let's hit B, and then you can think about all those aspects on those execution, or you can go directly to B side and run it properly, run it entirely with all the nades you want and all the specific things you have. And as I told you before, it happens much more in the first part, where you decided during the round, then you really go in there and run it till the beginning, because you don't know how much pressure your opponent is going to be putting, how aggressive it's going to be. So the first part is getting control over the water area and other things. So I hope you guys like it. Let's check it out. So now we're going to go to the player one on the B execution. And what I'm going to think here, we're going to talk about is you need to have water control to do this strategy. You rather have it because the lurker guy, the fifth player from the default, went there and get it by himself, or you're going to have to get it during the round. It's not that difficult to get here during the round. All you need to do is ask for a flash from the monster guy. He's going to flash over the roof, for example, from here. And as soon as you guys are set up on the door, you ask for the flash, open it, and try to see if someone is picking, and then you have water control. Check out the angles, and then you have it. So how does this execution works? The first player is our supportive player. He's the guy who's going to make the life much easier for the guys who are going monster. This is a strategy that doesn't need to be done with 5 players. We can do it with 3, we can do it with 4, maybe 2, doesn't make too much sense, but 3 or more, it's easy to be done. So this guy, the support player, needs to smoke a window. So he's going to put himself here in this position and aim on the right side of this object. This is going to land on window. That's a very good smoke and very needed smoke to enter B. And from here, you can do flash to monster. So you can start with the flash if you are a very fast player with grenades. You aim here at the top, walk forward, and throw a flash. This flash is going to be useful for your other teammates to go out of monster and start the first contacts here. As soon as you made the first flash, you can, so I'm going to do it one time, flashing, smoke, and you can even molly barrels as well if you want to. So that's the full set of nades you're gonna need to be the support player at water. Flash to start, smoke as soon as possible to the window, and the molly. You can make some changes if you want. For example, we smoke first and flash later. There's some difference. For example, when you smoke first, your enemy understands what's happening, so he can react. If you flash first, he doesn't have too much time to react, you can get them off guard. But both options are good enough. So now we're going to move into the player 2, which I'm going to understand him as the entry fragger on the monster area. So this guy has a very specific role, which is being the first guy in contact. And guys, being an entry fragger is very important for you to have 2 things in mind. First, your priority is not killing someone and it's not strafing, it's getting space. That's your priority. If you start doing movements like this, too slow, too afraid, you are not letting your teammates to play, and that's very, very bad. So if you are the first guy online, you need to get space. And the best way to do it on monster, you have to check if they are waiting for you. You can use your movements to get closer, and as soon as you're entering the tunnel here on monster, as soon as you're starting here, you can say, guys, we can start the strat now. You're gonna wait for the flash from the first guy on water, and then you're gonna move forward and jump. That's the movement you wanna do. You wanna use this arch here to get a different velocity on this movement. So this way, if someone is holding you here, it's going to look very, very weird on his screen. He's going to look at a frog jumping in his aim, and that's enough for you to bring his attention, and the second guy behind you can help you train the kill. You don't want to go like this because he can kill you and the other teammates behind you. So make sure to jump here, and as soon as you did it, start looking for the frags. There might be someone in the barrels, might be someone in the pillar, or might be someone very close to you here, blind for the flash, or trying to kill you here as well. So make the jump, check the corner, check here, and start looking for more enemies while you keep progressing. Try to do this movement here. I'm gonna shoot to show you. Try to do this line where you move like this, checking the angles, and then you progress, because you're gonna use a flash your teammate's gonna be doing as another role. Now we're gonna move to the third player, to the third function, and this guy is the guy who's going very close to the entry killer position. So he's the guy who's gonna make sure that any kill is traded. He will go right behind him and make sure to follow his steps. So there's not too much special from him. He just needs to make sure to don't block the first guy. Don't block him. Let him do his own movement. Don't try to go too fast in order to be a problem for him. And as soon as he do the movement, you start trading and you start going. And same movements. If he's going to the pillar and check the barrels, you make sure to check his left. If he's checking the left, you make sure to check the barrels and try to get someone getting out of the Molotov, trying to run into the trash part here. And you're gonna use the flash the fourth player using to try to get control over this area as well, trying to move a little more deeper into the side. Now we're gonna move to the fourth role, and this guy can help the first one being the supportive role. What that means? Maybe the guy on the water doesn't have a molly, he has only a smoke and a flash, or maybe you want to help him because you have all the nades. And the best thing you can do is the flash at the same time as the molly, so you can get your enemies off guard. So if you have both supports, it's even better. The strategy becomes even better. So how are you going to do the molly to start helping out and starting hitting the side? You're going to put this part of the wall together with the lights. You're going to align it. So you're going to use shift and your movements to get it together. As soon as they are together, you're going to move your crosshair right here, walk forward and throw it. You don't need to use shift. You just walk forward and throw it. Oh, I missed it again. And this way, together with the flash, all your teammates can start going out monster and looking for the guy that will need to leave barriers because he's at the molly. So that's molly. It's not that difficult to do, but you need to practice a little bit. After doing the molly, what you're gonna do is use some flashes I created in order to help our teammates to get closer to the trash area. How are you gonna do it? I identified here that if you send some flashes, if you throw some flashes behind the pilar, it's gonna be very useful for the T side because they can't be blind by flashes behind the pilar, and the CTs, almost every single angle is gonna get hit by those flashes. So let's suppose someone is covered here. If the flashes start coming to the pilar, the Ts are moving and the CTs are getting blind. So this is like one of the best flashes in the game, and I managed to identify this was possible. How are you gonna do this? You're gonna get the flashes, you throw the molly first, and then you're gonna get a flash. You see this pilar here with that one, you end in the middle of those, and then you walk forward and throw it. So the flashes are going behind the pilar, and your teammates are not getting blind, but all your opponents are. So if you manage to do those flashes correctly, you're gonna make your teammates' life much easier in the process of getting this side. So throw the molly, move a little bit to the right, and in the middle of those two pillars, and start moving forward and throwing it. That's how you do it. Now we're gonna start thinking about the fifth player. And guys, being honest, the fifth player is not very much needed on this strategy. He could be dead already because of the process of getting map control. He could be faking A. He could be a lurk A, trying to go behind their backs after the stretch happens. He could be another guy helping the entry fragger on monster. If you want, he could be another supportive player here at the water doing some nades. Maybe if you get yourself here and smoke on the top of this, you can smoke bridge. He could be helping somehow. So it's up to you and what you want to have more priority on this strategy and if he's alive or not.